What's up guys, V here, and in today's video I'm going to show you the difference that this cutout made in my NZXT case. So a few weeks back I made a video on how to customize this front panel to be able to cut out these letters and just put a mesh for better airflow. Now after doing a bunch of testing on this PC this past few days, I realized a few things. First, the CPU temps did in fact drop pretty consistently across the board, which is great. Second, because of those drops and because there is better airflow, I noticed also the GPU does have to work a little bit less hard to get the temps back down. The GPU temps do seem to be about the same as they used to be. Now, I'm not sure if I maybe make a custom fan curve for this GPU, if that'll help it in any way. But as of right now, that's on the stock fan curve. I didn't mess with the GPU. On all the other testing, I did do custom fan curves on all of the fans. I did that so I could have pretty consistent results throughout the whole thing. So for the before and after, obviously I don't have a front panel that's intact. So what I did is I did my testing with this open just like this. And then the other testing, I covered these letters with a piece of paper. And then I taped it to make an airtight seal. And I removed the two fans in between the front panel and the radiator. And the reason I had to do that is because if I was doing this as an original front panel, those two fans would not fit. In the previous video on this case, I did mention that the whole reason I did this mod was so I could add two more fans so I could do a push-pull configuration on the radiator. And unfortunately, before I did this mod, I couldn't do that. My whole goal was to make it look better, to make it more functional, and just overall to be able to fit those two fans. And I think I achieved all of that. So let's go ahead and get right into these test results. While I'm doing this video, I am going to start a stress test on the CPU. Right now the CPU is running at 40 degrees Celsius. Keep in mind it is being utilized right now, so I can screen record this as well. So I'm going to go ahead and stress test the CPU as I continue with this video, and I'll stop it somewhere along the line. We'll see kind of where the temps go. Overall, the test results showed consistent lower temps after cutting this out for the CPU. The CPU did drop pretty consistently and it cools off really easily now just because there's so much more airflow and the fact that I could do a push-pull configuration on that radiator. So it definitely did help in that sense, which goal number one was achieved. The other thing I noticed, the radiator liquid temps have been a few degrees better consistently as well, which obviously contributes to the CPU being cooler. If you have cooler liquid, you have cooler CPU. So that was great. Those two things went hand in hand and they both were achieved just by making this a mesh. The better temps did contribute to a little bit better performance, although I can't prove it and I didn't really do extensive testing in that area. I would say it feels a little snappier, but that could just be me. The stress test is still going on and it's been going on for about 4 or 5 minutes now. I'm still screen recording, but yeah, I was kind of blown away by the results just by cutting this out. The temps are definitely worth it. I mean, just seeing the amount of abuse I can put the CPU through before it reaches some crazy temps, and it's still at 65 degrees right now, and we've been doing the stress test for over 5 minutes now, which is just absolutely amazing. Before this mod, I guarantee if I was doing this stress test for as long as I was right now, I'd probably be in the 70s right now. I'm not even joking. I think overall this was definitely a success. I definitely think this is a worthy mod to do. It's not just a dumb little make it look cool mod. It definitely made it look a lot better in my opinion. Now, what isn't my opinion is the fact that the temps are definitely better. As you can see on the screen, my GPU is currently using 80% and you can hardly hear the PC right next to me. And the GPU itself is only at 50 degrees Celsius. So I might have been wrong about what I said with the GPU not getting better temps. Maybe it was just between my testing that was kind of iffy, but I said what I said just because I don't want to say for sure that the GPU did get better temps and then somebody goes and tries it and they're like, well, you lied. So GPU may have gotten better. Let's just leave it at that. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now. I mean, I'm kind of impressed with that. And this GPU tends to run kind of hot. It is the AMD RX 570, and typically it runs pretty hot. If I remember correctly, before I did this mod, it would always run kind of hot and get everything else in the PC pretty warm, which is why I decided to cut this out and get better airflow. Now, with all that being said, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you all so very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is V, and I will see you in the next one. Peace! How do I stop recording? You know, to be quite honest, I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. All right. How do I stop? What's the keybind? Somebody help. Send help.